Now we are going to see 9th standard CBSE motion lesson. In the motion lesson, we are divided into two things. Okay, now the first main thing is these other things. Okay, first what we are going to see: what is mean by distance, what is mean by displacement, velocity, uniform and non-uniform motion, and acceleration. Okay, okay. We know what is mean by distance. Distance means that we have traveled. Displacement means what? The point of place from one place to another place. Okay, is called as another displacement. So the point between A to B, okay, is called as what? Displacement. If a bus is traveling in a route from A to B and B to A, so what is the displacement of bus? Bus is zero. Okay, okay, why it is zero? Because it is starting in a place where it was started. Okay, displacement means the distance between a starting and the final place. Okay, okay. So what is mean by velocity? We will see that uniform or non-uniform motion. Uniform means the things will done in the same speed. Non-uniform motion means the motion will be not a equal one. It will vary from time to time. And what is mean by acceleration? Okay, we know what is mean by acceleration. In bike, if we start the bike and if we give a accelerator, the bike will keep on increasing the acceleration. Okay, actually we know all the word meaning. Okay, but we don't know how to express and how to write that. Okay, so for that purpose we will do the revisions. Okay, yes. First, what is mean by motion? I said uniform motion and non-uniform motion. First of all, what is mean by motion, that you should know, then only know we can able to write what are things are there. Okay, so it has some state. Okay, when it will done, how it will done, we have some states of motion. Okay, first we'll see, if the position of an object does not change with respect to time, it's said to be at rest. Okay, it means if you keep any box or any dabba in one table in one place, means it will not change, it will be remain same. That only they are telling, if the position of an object does not change with respect to the time. Okay, whatever time happen, it will not change. Example, we can tell a tree. Okay, by standing tree, it will not change this position. So we can tell it is said to be rested. Don't tell, don't tell if rain comes, if air comes, it will move like that. You don't tell. Why? Because even though it is in a rest place only, until unless any other forces attract this thing. Okay, but that also we will see. If any position of an object will change as the time passes, it's said to be motion. Okay, if anything comes and pushed it, example air. If I take a tree example, like a air and rain, so any other forces making this to push or pull. Okay, it means it is helping to move that object. Okay, if any box you kept on a table, if you are moving that box, means it will change its position. Okay, it means it has some motion is acted on that object. Okay, okay. Reference point is a fixed point with respect to which a body is at rest or motion. The reference point na enna? What is mean by reference point? I said no, here we have a one A point and B point in solid. Okay, so in that we can tell that reference point. Okay, it has a fixed point starting from A to ending with B. அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு we can have a point. Okay, and then what is mean by rest and motion are relative terms? Why rest and motion are relative terms? When motion comes, rest will not be there. If motion stops, rest will be there. Okay, yes. So like that only, rest and motion are relative terms they are telling. Okay, so what is mean by distance? The first thing of the topic, the objective, first thing is distance. A distance is a length of the path traveled by a body in a given period of time. What they are telling, displacement is a shortest. Okay, so distance is the length of an actual path traveled by a body in a given period of time. Okay, the length it has been covered. Distance another, the length which has been covered by a actual path. Path means any road or any place from one place to another place by a body. By a body na any object in a given period of time. Okay, okay. What is mean by displacement? Displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and the final position. நான் சொல்றேன்னா, displacement is the shortest distance between initial and the final position. For example, you are having a farming, starting from A, B, C, D. Okay, va? So a person has been starting, a person is starting from moving from A to B, and he stopped in between C. So he covered from A to B is 10 centimeter, and B to middle of the C is 15 centimeter. Okay, wow. So what is the total distance he covered? The distance he covered is 25 centimeter. But what is the displacement? The displacement means the shortest distance between the initial and the final. That is between A to, I think I keeping this point as a E. Okay, wow. From A to E, the point where he covers from A to E is called as what? The displacement. Okay, va? Yes. So the shortest distance between the initial and the final position. Just try to tell with me. So displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and the final position of a body in a specified direction. Okay. Yes. What's the next thing is? What is mean by vector quantity? What is mean by vector quantity? We know the famous game called vector. Okay, va? It will go in only one direction, that is from left to right, and we will jump and we will slide. So like that, it has both magnitude and direction. Okay, va? We have, it will have a both magnitude and direction. What is mean by magnitude? Magnitude means a greater size. Okay, va? So how long it will go until we keep on going and keep on, the sizes keep on going with the same direction, is called as what? Vector quantity. Example, velocity and force. Okay, va? Yes. So the physical quantity which has any physical quantity which has both magnitude and direction is called as what? Vector quantity. And what is mean by scalar quantity? Scalar quantity, physical quantity which has only magnitude. Another, the object which has only the magnitude. If it has only magnitude, it is only called as what? Is scalar quantity. Example, time and speed. Okay, va? Because time will not change for anything. Okay, it will keep on going. Okay, va? So it has a only magnitude, no direction. Okay, va? So we can, if the object is having both magnitude and direction, we can able to change that. But time at all, can you able to change the time? Don't tell you can able to change in watch. Okay, va? That is not allowed. Okay, va? So only in time means it can change. Okay, va? What about speed also? We can't change. Okay, va? But if it starts now, it will start keep on going. If you give an accelerator now, it will keep on going. We can't stop until you apply the brake. Okay. So what is the SI unit of distance and displacement? It means it is in meter. Why they are telling it is in meter? Because the answer should be represented in meter only. So what you want to do? If in question they are given in kilometer, now you want to convert into meter. Okay, va? So 1 kilometer is equal to how many meter? 1000 meters. Okay, 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. So remember, in some, while doing the sums, you will see this. A body is said to be uniform motion if it is travel in equal distance in equal interval of time. What is mean by uniform motion? Uniform motion means the same distance it will go in the same speed. It's called as what? The uniform motion. A body is said to be non-uniform motion. What is mean by non-uniform motion? It will travel in a unequal distance. It will travel in a unequal distance, the equal interval of, in a equal interval of time. Okay, va? So what is mean by speed? Speed na, the time, within how much time we have covered how much distance is called as another speed. It is a ratio between, it is a ratio of distance traveled, another distance traveled to the time taken to cover the distance. Time taken to cover the distance. So if you are having 1 kilometer distance now, that 1 kilometer, how much time you have covered, that is called as what? The speed. The relationship between this ratio between the distance and speed, distance and time, is called as what? The speed. Okay, va? So if the relationship between is very less, so you are traveled in a very much fast speed. Okay, va? So if the speed decreases, the time will be more, the distance will be very less. Okay, va? Yes. What is meant by average speed? So we can't, while doing the sum, we can't decide the speed of an object, speed of an car, because if I put in Google Map from Chennai, from MKB Nagar to Nungambakam, or from Kilpak to Anna Nagar, it will not show the exact distance, it will exact time, it will give only the approximate time. Why it will give only the approximate time? Because speed increases, speed decreases. So if you, even though if you go in 90 kilometer, but in traffic you can't go in 90 kilometer, you want to go in a very less than 20 or less than 10, then that speed only you can able to move. Okay va? So the speed is so, but so only everyone will take in some the, in some, while calculating the speed, they will not take the actual speed or highest speed or lowest speed, they will always take the average speed. Okay va? Because average speed of a body is the total distance traveled, another total distance traveled divided by the total time taken. Clear? Okay. What is mean by velocity? Velocity is a displacement per unit. Velocity என்னது? Displacement per unit. அதாவது from one place to another place, the shortest, what is mean by displacement? The shortest distance between the initial and the final place. Okay va? So what is the velocity? Velocity is a displacement per unit time. It means how many, in within how much minute time, unit time you can able to cover that displacement அப்படின்றதான் என்னது velocity. The SI unit, yeah, the SI unit of velocity is meter per second. What is mean by average velocity? Average velocity na enna? It is the total displacement divided by the total time taken. Okay va? Another displacement divided by time taken. Okay, it's called as another average velocity. Velocity na another dividing displacement. But average velocity na enna? Total displacement by the time taken. Okay va? Yes. Time is an independent variable. Why it is an independent variable? No one can change it. Okay va? It will not wait for anyone. And plotted along with the x-axis. Okay va? In a graph, if you see anywhere, it will be always be plotted in the x-axis. Okay va? So it will be, assume this is x-axis. Okay, this is y-axis. So time will keep on going in a same way. It will not go and decrease. So if you do any work, any force, na, it will give some fluctuations, but it will not never go in a backward, it will always go in a forward only. Understood? Okay. So graph are designed to make it easier. Okay va? So if you do in a graph one, it will be very easier for the reader to interrupt means what? To give a command, to give a command. Okay va? So give a given command and understand the numerical data. Okay va? So easily if I explain you this now, you can't understand, but if I explain this car has been, the rocket has been at the beginning stage, it was going in a very fast, and after that it was getting slow அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு, if I give in a graphical representation, it is initial speed was very high, and then it was little stopped in traffic, and again speed was increased, and again it was keep on maintaining that speed. Like that, if I give you in a graphical representation, you can able to identify the speed, average speed of the object, how much speed it has been went. So this thing I left it. Distance is a dependent variable, but distance is a dependent. It is a independent, but distance is a dependent, plotted along with the y-axis. So y-axis we can travel a distance. Okay va? So sometime in this minimum time, if you see here, the object has been moved in a very fast manner, but see this has been very slow manner we went. So distance covered is only this much. So distance is very slow. It shows more speed, less speed. Okay va? And then the distance time graph is a straight line which is parallel to x-axis when the object is at the rest. So if the object is at the rest position, means it will not give any movement. Okay va? So it will be always parallel to the x-axis. It will be parallel to the x-axis if the object is at the rest position. If the object is at the rest position. So the nature of the distance time graph in a straight line, the nature of the distance time graph வந்து straight lineல இருக்கலாம், இல்ல ஸ்லோப்பா இருக்கலாம். The object will be in a uniform motion. ஓகேவா? If the object is in a straight line, அதே மாதிரி ரெஸ்ட்ல இருந்தாலுமே அது வந்து இதுதான், பட் ஒரே ஸ்லோப்ல போகுது. It like in a same speed it is increasing அப்படின்னா, what does it mean? It is increasing in a uniform speed. It is going in a uniform, increasing in a uniform speed. If it is a downwards, it will decrease in a same downwards uniform speed. ஓகேவா? அப்படின்னு சொல்லக்கூடியது என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா, it is in a uniform motion அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு சொல்றாங்க. Okay, hope you understand this thing. Okay, if you like na, hit a like button, share, comment. So immediately you just write it in your notes and write it in your books, so that it will be very easy to remember. Okay, and whenever you are reading this, you just remember, read this one time so that you can revise the full things. Okay.